Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. I pray all is well. I don't know, I don't remember if I told y'all that I was wrong about who these people are. Well, I was wrong about one set of people that the Most High identified. I said that they were China, and they it could be meaning them, but the way the Most High has multiple, when he talks, he can be talking about multiple. He kills many birds with one stone. Okay, so when I said that this group of people right here, let's read this. When I said that they were China, oops, I was wrong. Let me read this to you and explain. This is Joel 2. Blow a shofar in Sion and sound an alarm in my set-apart mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the earth tremble, for the day of Yahuwah is coming, for it is near. A day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and thick darkness, like the morning clouds spread over the mountains. A people many and strong, like of whom has never been, nor shall there ever be again after them, to the years of many generations. Ahead of them a fire has consumed, and behind them a flame burns. Before them the land is like the Garden of Eden, and behind them a desert waste, and from them there is no escape. Their appearance is like the appearance of horses, and they run like steeds. Okay, like always, go read this for yourself. Or don't. Your call. I was saying that they were China because their ARMY is bigger than anyone's. I think it's the biggest one in history. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. But the Most High showed me with hands-on experience, with a face-to-face appointment, that who he's talking about right here are all these people who are stiff-necked in one degree or another. I don't know if I told you about my BF, that I talked about a month ago, I think, 2 months ago, that if someone remembers, if they have been here that long, you might remember me saying that when I was stranded, I called my old best friend, and after I did, I was kind of astonished for the reason that I just never thought to call him, and I told you about him. I'm pretty sure it's in the video titled Stand By Me. Yeah. Well, just like all the rest of everyone, when that person couldn't, when I refused to let them bend me over to my breaking point, he became enraged, and he uncovered his heart, or better yet, his lack thereof. And maybe you are witnessing the same thing I am. you witness the extreme ruthlessness that is on an all-time high. Never before has there ever been such pure evil and carelessness. Things that they do now are things 10 years ago no one would have dreamed of doing. Now, it's not only dog eat dog, every man for himself. It's your leg might need to be taken because I might be hungry. Or better yet, your eye. Or whatever you need the most, that's what I'm craving right now. And I wouldn't doubt that that could be literal in the future, and probably not too distant. But the Most High told us about this. He warned us about this. And it's all through it, right? Well, if you are someone like me, and the reason I keep saying that is because everyone else is like, what do you mean? They don't see it. Maybe a little bit, but it's an all-out blitz for me. And I've told y'all before that Abba has made me completely aware that this is for a reason, and it's because of what he expects to make of me. And he's the boss. He calls the shots, so it is what it is. But these people he was describing here in verse 4, where he says their appearance is like the appearance of horses and they run like steeds. And on down here it says they do not break rank. Right down here, verse 7. And they do not break ranks. I said that with China. No, that's this all new blistering world hatred that this world, that the masses, that the majority of all people that I see, except for a few, very few, are people who don't, it's not that they don't care that you know that they only want to use you, and when they can't use you no more, screw you. But, I'm keeping it PG. It's not only that, they love it. And he told us that too, that they love to uncover their heart. And he called those people fools. Well, look here what he just showed me. And I believe it was Isaiah. Let's see. Isaiah 14:14, and throughout this whole chapter. Go do your research. If you're holding on, if you can love, and you don't have the desire to just smash someone's face in because they owe you $1, or they didn't do whatever you were wanting them to do, whatever. If you ain't got that way about you, and you haven't been spoiled to the end of yourself, and you can still love someone, and you don't tell them that you love them because they supply you with whatever, and whatever they have doesn't mean nothing to you, you just love them because you love. If that's you, read this. Or don't. right here, let's read 14 first. Let me go up above the heights of the clouds. Let me be like the Most High. You know who he's talking about right there. You've read that before. That's the enemy, right? But you are brought down to Sheol, to the sides of the pit. Those who see you stare at you and ponder over you, saying, is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook rains? See, he's a man. Who made the world as a wilderness and destroyed its cities, who would not open the house of his prisoners. All those people I was just talking about that are in captivity, he will not let them come out. They don't break ranks. All the sovereigns of the nations, all of them were laid in esteem, everyone in his own house. But you have been thrown from your burial site like an abominable branch, like the garment of those who are killed, thrust through with a sword, who go down to the stones of the pit like a trampled corpse. You are not joined with them in the burial place, for you have destroyed your land and killed your people. Let the seed of evildoers never be mentioned. Prepare his children for slaughter, because of the crookedness of their fathers, lest they rise up and possess the land, and fill the face of the world with cities. And I shall rise up against them, declares Yahuwah of hosts, and shall cut off from Babel the name and remnant, and offspring, and descendant, declares Yahuwah. I shall make it a possession for the porcupine, and marshes of muddy water, and shall sweep it with the broom of destruction, declares Yahuwah of hosts. Yahuwah of hosts has sworn, saying, truly, as I have planned, so shall it be, and as I have purposed, so it stands. To break Ashur in my land, and tread him down on my mountains, and his yoke shall be removed from them, and his burden removed from their shoulders. This is the counsel that is counseled for all the earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out over all the nations. For Yahuwah of hosts has counseled, and who annuls it? And his hand that is stretched out, who turns it back? This is the message which came in the year that sovereign Ahaz died. Do not rejoice, all you Philistia, that the rod that struck you is broken, meaning the serpent, the enemy, when he is destroyed. Don't rejoice, he says. For out of the serpent's roots comes forth an adder, and its offspring is a fiery flying serpent. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy lie down in safety. And I shall kill your roots with scarcity of food, and it shall kill your remnant. Howl, O gate, cry, O city, melt away, all you of Philistia, for smoke shall come from the north, and there is no stranger in his ranks. And what does one answer the messengers of a nation? That Yahuwah has founded Sion, and the poor of his people take refuge in it. If you love and you care, go back and read that last verse, 32, a few times if you don't see what it's telling you. This is chapter 15, the message concerning Moab. Because in the night air of Moab was laid waste, was silenced. Because in the night Quir of Moab was laid waste, was silenced. He has gone up to the house of Dibon, to the high places to weep. Moab is wailing over Nebo and over Medeba, and all their heads is baldness, and every beard is cut off. In their streets they shall put on sackcloth on the top of their houses, and in the streets everyone wails, weeping bitterly. And Heshbon, the Allah, cry out, their voice shall be heard as far as Yahatz. Therefore the armed ones of Moab shout, his being shall tremble within him. My own heart is towards Moab, her fugitives cry unto Sor, like a 3-year-old heifer, for by the ascent of Lahuth they go up with weeping, for in the way of Horonaim they raise a cry of destruction. For the waters of Nimrim are waste. For the green grass has withered away, the grass fails, there is no greenness. Therefore the wealth acquired and stored up, they take away to the wadi of the willows. For the cry has gone all around the borders of Moab, its wailing to Eglaim, and its wailing to Beer Elam. For the waters of Daman shall be filled with blood, for I shall bring more upon Daman, lions upon him who escapes from Moab, and on the remnant of the land. From Salah to the wilderness, to the mountain of the daughter of Sion, And it shall be like a wandering bird, a nest thrown out. So are the daughters of Moab at the fords of Arnon. Bring counsel, execute judgment, make your shadow like the night in the middle of the day, hide the outcast. Do not betray him who escapes. Let my outcast dwell with you, O Moab. Be a shelter to them from the face of the ravager. For the oppressor has met his end. Destruction has ceased. Those trampling down have perished from the land. And in loving commitment, the throne shall be established, and one shall sit on it in truth in the tent of Daoud, judging and seeking right, ruling and speeding righteousness. We have heard of the pride of Moab, very proud of his pride, his arrogance and his rage. His boastings are not true. He's full of shit. But he wants you to think he is this shit. But every time, just like the Most High says, he always uncovers his filthiness. And he does it now in this era boldly. Boldly. He doesn't care. The only time he cares that you don't know this is when he's getting something from you, when he needs to persuade you. But once that's over, balls to the wall, after that. We have heard of the pride of Moab. I just read that. So Moab wails for Moab. Everyone wails for the raisin cakes of Quir Haresh. They moan. They are utterly smitten. For the fields of Heshbon languish. The vine of Sibmah. The masters of the nations have broken down its choice plants, which have reached to Yazer and wandered through the wilderness. Her branches are stretched out. They are gone over the sea. Look, you can just go. I don't have much time, but he's talking about if you're in North America, in the lower, the lower 48, your feet are standing on the land that it's talking about right here. You might not be in Moab, but you could get in your car and drive to it. And there is an escape right there, because the Most High don't lie. He tells the truth. He tells it like it is, and you better listen up. And if you want to be like all those people who are like steeds, who boast, and they're full of shit, but they don't break ranks. You can't get one person out of thousands to talk to you more than 2 sentences about the truth, because they might have a plan in mind where they could use you, suck you dry, and they'll save their nakedness when they want to uncover it before you, after they've used you all they can and they know it's over. If you want to be like them people, then don't look at it. Refuse it. And be outside of those gates, and do not find escape. Because either way, whether you don't believe me, you think I'm crazy, but you'll call me brother, and you won't come and talk to me about it and ask me why I'm saying this, you'll just dismiss it altogether. You can read all through Scripture wherever you want, and you can find out what your destination's going to be. And I'm not the one telling you, although you'll say I am. I'm just reminding you. Why? If it wasn't out of love, I wouldn't remind you. I'd just let you go on to that destination. But when I see something the Most High shares with me, I gotta share it. Because I love you. I love people. I'll let them bend me over to my breaking point and show me their wickedness boldly. But it doesn't make me happy. it makes me sad. Not because of what's done to me, but because of the evil and utter wickedness they have reached, they have climbed to. And you can see that there's no coming down, which is there's no breaking ranks. If you can get out, best get out, Mesh. Peace out.